Oh, I think most of the markets in general, maybe a little more advertising on Instagram or Facebook, let people know, maybe a little more of local advertising.
She is our pickle lover.
Those guys make the absolutely best salsa in town, hands down. I remember talking to one of the owner just a few months ago, and I asked him, how many markets did you visit last year? And get this, he said over 260 market. That's more than one market every other day. It is seriously impressive. What makes Salsa de Mendoza so special is that it's a real family business. The passion and commitment you taste in every jar comes straight from the family roots. They are so dedicated that sometimes they split up to cover two different markets at the same time, making sure no one miss out on the incredible salsa. It is not just about making salsa. It is about sharing the family tradition and love for great flavor with the community. When you try Salsa de Mendoza, you're tasting years of hard work, heart, and a deep connection to the craft. Salsa de Mendoza, you are a true champion in the salsa world. Keep bringing that unbelievable flavor to every table you have on it.
For the most part, I think they do a pretty good job. Probably need a few more food trucks. I think a lot of them will have one or two choices of food, and the vendors got to eat. So I think that's one of the bigger things there.
4 different sizes. You have a small all the way up to the monster. And you can call it, both has a not too bad. It can change if you don't do this is
People who sell at farmer market work extremely hard. They get up early, haul their product, set up their booth, and spend hours talking to customer, answering questions and making sell. But at the end of the day, what they really want is to see solid result, more sale that justify all that effort. It is only natural, but the challenge is real. Those running the markets are doing everything they can behind the scene to bring in more foot traffic. They reach out to the community, they post on social media, they create flyers, and they brainstorm new ways to attract visitors. But no matter how much effort they pour in, it often feels like it is still not enough. There is a growing voice of concern among the sellers, asking for more advertisement, especially on social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. That's where the eyes are these days. And getting more attention online can really make a big difference. But here's the catch. Advertisement isn't cheap. The booth fees usually sit around $25, which cover the space but barely leave room for anything extra. Mass marketing campaign on social media costs hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And with inflation pushing costs higher across the board, it is hard to imagine this market can keep fees low and still fund big advertisement pushes.
If I could say anything about the market, I would say just maybe increase how many people could be here. Maybe get the word out a little more, add more vendors, stuff like that, more room for vendors. Other than that, it's great.
I would not be shocked if next year, just to set up a booth to sell some homemade ice cream or fresh produce, the fee jumped to $100 or more. That's where the tough balance come in. The people running the market don't want to charge that much because it might scare off sellers. If the fees get too high, fewer people will come to sell. Fewer sellers mean fewer products, fewer choices, and ultimately a less vibrant market. It is a delicate ecosystem. Everyone depends on everyone else. But it is not just about the money or advertisement. The folks selling at this market need basic comfort to get through the day. They need a place to eat, someone to take a break, and a clean restroom. And please, enough toilet paper in those restrooms. It sounds like a small thing, but after a long day, running out of toilet paper can make a rough day even rougher. Good to see you again. Many sellers don't bring lunch because they are so busy getting everything ready early in the morning. And even if they do bring food, markets can run 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours. One meal just isn't enough to keep energy level up. The reality is, some might need to start bringing dinner with them. Imagine setting up your booth before sunrise, selling all day, then tearing down and finally leaving the parking lot around 5 p.m. After all that, you're exhausted and starving. And that's where the food truck become a necessity of evil. Yes, it is expensive. A small plate of French fry might cost you $7 or more, but sometimes you don't have any choice. When you are tired and hungry, after a long day, waiting to get home to cook is just not an option. That food truck is a lifeline, even if it is tough on the wallet. So, what does all this mean for the future of farmer markets? At the heart, these markets are more than just places to sell fresh produce, homemade jams, or handcrafted goods. They are communities, group of hardworking people who rely on each other. Sellers, market manager, and shoppers all play a role in making the market a success. But it takes support on many levels. Better marketing to attract visitors, reasonable fees to keep sellers in business, and basic amenities that help people get through long and exhausting days. Everyone is doing their best to keep this market alive and thriving. But there is no denying there's room to grow and improve. Where there is more coordinating, advertising effort, better facilities, or fair pricing structures, these things matters. Because when you strip it all away, farmer markets are not just about transaction or making a quick buck. They are about connection. Connection to the land, to the food we eat, and to the people who make it all possible. Behind every booth is a story, a family, a passion for quality and community. And that's worth fighting for every single day. Now, don't get me wrong. I love 3D printing art. I love the crochet creation. Those things take skill, time, and creativity mind. But how many booths do we really need selling the exact same categories of items? I mean, when a shopper walks through and every other tent is offering the same kind of product, it is not that it is bad, but it can start to feel predictable. Imagine instead if every time you turn a corner, you were surprised. You see something you did not expect it. Maybe one booth has some gourmet hot sauce you have never tasted before. The next one, handmade leather, journals, and next to them, fresh, warm bread right out of a portable oven. Now, that's rarity. That's what keeps people exploring instead of making one quick loop and heading home. Because let's be real, variety isn't just good for customers. It is good for vendors too. When shoppers stick around, they spend more money, they wander from one unique booth to the next one, and that energy, it spread. It creates this buzz in the air, the feeling that you have to see what's next around the corner. And speaking of energy, let's talk about music. Because wow, does it change everything? A market without music can feel like a stroll to a library. Peaceful? Yes. But lively? Not really. Now imagine the same market with upbeat tunes playing in the background, a little jazz, maybe some acoustic guitar. Suddenly, you got people tapping their feet while they browse. Vendors smiling more, kids dancing in between booths. Music make people feel welcome. It keep them there longer. And let's be honest, when the vibe is good, people open their wallets a little easier. They don't just buy because they need something. They buy because they are having a good time. They buy because this is an experience, not just a shopping trip. Combining these two things, a wider variety of product and a strong, lively atmosphere, we could completely transform how people experience farmer market. We could turn a year I will stop by if I have time into I'm marking this on my calendar and bringing friends. So here's my challenge to all of us. If you're a vendor, think about what you could do to stand out. What's something different you could bring? And if you are an organizer, consider mixing up the vendor lineup, rotating categories, and yes, get some music in here, hire a local band, set up a speaker system, make it fun, make it a place people talk about. Because the truth is, market is more than just a bunch of tables and tents. It is a living, breathing community space. And with the right mix of product and the right atmosphere, we can make this the best place everyone wants to be on the weekend.
Basically, to improve the market, I would advertise more and bring in a lot more variety to the market. Music, I think music it would really brighten it up a bit. There was a few times where vendors did have some music playing, and it just, I made a lot of money that day.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, okay?
You too.